My golly, goodness gracious, there's so much fake news out there, and in this video, we're going to bring you down back to reality and talk about the declassified CIA report that was supposed to prove the Russians hacked our U.S. elections, which is very questionable. And in this video, we have three major points that will debunk the mainstream media propaganda that's out there right now. Now, this report came out a few days ago, where supposedly the key talking points have been changed by the establishment from Russian hacking to Russian influence of the election. Gizmodo said that this report that was just released, that was just declassified, contains some of the most damning and explicit language about Russians' involvement in the election that we've seen so far from U.S. intelligence officials. But it was only a few pages long, with 5 pages of them pretty much saying, guys, just please believe us, please, with no evidence at all. Even CNN Saturday anchor Michael Smerconish said, "Where is the beef? Someone please direct me to the evidence. I want to see more intelligence report on Russian hacking." This guy had a report where he had Michael Hayden, and even Michael Hayden, the former head of the NSA and CIA, said, well, this was just the brick short of a load. Michael was abused by his own Twitter followers who were saying that they're boycotting him, who called him a Trump white supremacist for asking for evidence. He went on his Twitter. His Twitter's great. And again, I don't distrust everyone in the mainstream media. Literally, Michael Smerconish actually did his job on this one, read the report and said that there's no evidence here, which we have to give credence to. We have to give respect to. And he got his butt chewed out on it on Twitter by his loyal CNN followers. His CNN anchors are still pushing this propaganda without breaking it down like he is. But he went on his Twitter account. I want an email, a text, an affidavit, an intercept, something. I am still a trial lawyer, and I deal in evidence, not generalizations. He was talking directly about the report. He went on, seriously, is there a full moon tonight? So I asked for a citation to evidence and intel report, and this guy says I won't watch you. Now, the second important part of this story is that the U.S. government, in their declassified hacking report, had this curious disclaimer in their report saying that they got their evidence based on watching TV and reading tweets. This is the evidence that they have of supposed Russian hacking. It's not hacking at all. They pointed out the fact in this report that there was paid Russian internet trolls to pose as pro-Trump Americans. Well, by that charge, sure, there's different trolls out there that governments use, but that's the same thing that Hillary Clinton did when her super PACs hired a paid army of online trolls. You were saying the Russians are guilty of manipulating the elections just like Hillary Clinton did. The third piece of evidence that the intelligence community used was pointing out the fact that RT, a Russian-sponsored news organization that operates within the United States, was also charged with influencing the elections, but they pointed out that it was Abby Martin's show, Breaking the Set, that ended 2 years ago in 2014. Those elections was in 2016. A show that ended 2 years ago was responsible for influencing the American electoral voters. How is this proof that the Russians hacked our elections? I have no idea, but Hillary Clinton is just as guilty of supposedly manipulating the elections as RT is. From 2 years ago, I still don't understand how they can make that claim, because Clinton manipulated the mainstream media. She kept journalists in her pockets. Journalists and correspondents, even to CNN, leaked questions to prior debates. We had political reporters admitting that they were paid hacks for Hillary Clinton's campaign as they were writing stories for her approval. And still, with these 3 basic facts, no evidence at all. Russian trolls, media manipulation. This does not prove Russian hacking, but the frickin' mainstream media is manipulating the words and context out there to make you believe like they are. The New York Times, who supported this intelligence report, even had to say that there was no evidence in there at all. And they got the facts wrong. Abby Martin had to issue a retraction on her own public Facebook saying that the New York Times egregiously lied about her and what she was doing at RT and her public stand. But with the media propaganda machine still running with this story full stream, who do you believe? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, thank you so much for subscribing, clicking that bell button, and being a Patreon supporter on patreon.com/WeAreChange, keeping us independent and beholden to you because we are financed by you. Thank you again so much for watching. Subscribe.